Well, they're asking for it a bit with this one, but they didn't have a lot of choice in the matter. Hi, it's me again, and I stumbled across this headline and I thought, oh, what are the BBC setting themselves up for this time? Look at this one, look. BBC confirms changes to simplify complaints progress. So they're going to make it a lot easier for you to complain directly to the BBC about something either you feel about the BBC or you've seen on the BBC or heard on the BBC, whatever. They're going to make it a lot easier for you to complain. This is going to cause an avalanche of complaints. I don't think they know what they're letting themselves in for here. But I don't think the BBC wanted to do it, because if the BBC had wanted to do this, they'd have done it ages ago, wouldn't they? But this article came out on the BBC Media Centre website a few days before the Ofcom report came out on their own website about the BBC, where Ofcom said, it's a bit tricky to complain to the BBC. Maybe they should do something about that. But miraculously, a few days before the Ofcom documents came out, BBC have confirmed changes to simplify the complaints process. So, yeah, they wouldn't have done it unless they had to do it, I don't think. Trust is a core value of the BBC. How can you say that with a straight face? How can you physically say trust is a core value of the BBC with a straight face? That's impossible. If audience want to raise a complaint, they must be dealt with swiftly, fairly and consistently, and the process must be easy to understand. We thank Ofcom for their research, which has helped inform these changes. Let me reword that quickly. We thank Ofcom for their research, which has made us make these changes that we didn't want to make. So, to deliver this commitment, we will make the complaints website easier to find and use. Better explain how audience feedback is shared and used across the BBC, and improve how we explain the steps in the complaints process. Improve how all editorial teams respond to complaints so there is consistency across the BBC, and follow-up complaints are dealt with equally and fairly. Well, there you go. There you go. I don't think they would have wanted to do it, because they publish the amount of complaints that are given over a year, and like you hear these stories like there was 15,000 complaints on this and 10,000 complaints on that. There's going to be more now. You make it easier to find, there's going to be an avalanche of complaints about the BBC. And I'm not telling you to go and find this new website, which I'll try and find myself and put a link in the description. But I'm not telling you to go and do that and go and complain about all the things you think is wrong about the BBC. But it is going to happen. It's going to happen, isn't it? And do you think they're going to deal with them? Do you genuinely believe the BBC when they say they're going to deal with all complaints equally and fairly? You honestly believe that? Yeah, I don't believe it. Call me pessimistic. Don't believe it. BBC Director General Tim Davies says, trust is a core value. I still can't say it with a straight face. Trust is a core value of the BBC. Internal BBC research shows that 84% of complainants felt the process of contacting the BBC was easy or very easy, while overall satisfaction with the complaints process is very good. Well, I can't say I've ever complained to the BBC, so maybe it was easy before. But if it was easy, or very easy, as 84% of complainants said, why did the BBC need to make changes to their complaints procedure? Why did Ofcom tell them they've got to make changes to their complaints procedure if 84% of complainants felt it was easy or very easy? That's quite a high percentage, isn't it? So there's some spin going on there, but it's on the BBC's Media Centre website. So would you expect any less? What do you think about this then? Have you ever complained to the BBC about anything? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear the story. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da!